We did it. I bought it. We have Seeker Slayer Survivor because I'm weak and I need to know what this last DLC is. I'm sorry. I'm not really that sorry. I want to know what the deal is with this thing. Because apparently there's some other god related with this one. So we already covered Rimagand and WoW. Previous DLCs have covered Abaddon and Ondra. So we've got Galawain, Magrin, Aethus, or Woodica left. Or Barath. Or Skane. Could be Skane. Jesus, there's a lot of gods. Okay. Could actually be Skane. Now, just to remind everyone exactly what everything looks like. Let's see here. So, done. Family Pride I'm not going to do. I'm actually skipping that quest entirely. I don't know if I'm going to bother with the mapping the archipelago stuff. There's also the final maneuver here. Huh. Yeah, this is the last quest for the Royal Deadfire Company. This is the last quest for the Valiant Trading Company. This one I can't do anymore because Ferrante is dead. Now, we could do this. I kind of just want to finish this quest so that we can just complete all of them. But, yeah. And there's the Huana, talking with the traders. Or taking out the traders, sorry. And there's also the bounty for the Huana. We've got 2 bounties left at this point. And I figure we can probably start out with the bounty since we're just doing a lot of combat stuff. I do hope everyone's doing fine. I'm also really happy to say that I actually found some new code recently that may allow me to get the YouTube side of Salamandbot working. As well, the big problem was that I just didn't know how to do it. Like, that there wasn't any good documentation that I had. And recently I figured out how to use the documentation that they did have, which took a while, I'll be honest. Probably way longer than I should have taken. And start just messing around with things, really. I also found some actual, like an actual example bot. Oh, the steward would like to speak to me. Who is the steward? Who the hell is the steward? Oh, wait, right. Oh my god. My boat wants to speak to me. It's been a while. I thought that that thing would just be a figurehead for pretty much the rest of the game. Geez, that static's getting bad.
A moment of your time, Watcher, if you will.
I wish I knew where it was coming from. I think it's, yeah, it's definitely some sort of EMF somewhere. Like, it starts up when I start streaming, so that implies that there's some power flow going on. Anyway, yes, Steward?
Some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold.
How did a crate get onto my ship unnoticed?
Unfortunately, the ship lacks the defensive fortifications of Cadnua. A crate could have been slipped aboard at any of our ports of call, assuming it wasn't placed among our goods as we took on supplies.
What kind of crate?
It is roughly a yard to a side and labelled beans. The hands who noticed it were tasked by the cook to bring up ingredients for the evening's stew.
No beans in the crate, then. A wave of affirmation rolls from the steward, the spiritual equivalent of a nod. Thank you, steward. I'll go see to it.
The hand left the crate in the hold if you wish to examine it.
Wonder what Pa's up to.
Now, Jesus, we really do have just a ton of people in here now.
What is it, Casita?
Is this the crate?
Will do.
The sense of food, salt, spices, and drink mix with the stale odor of old grass, the musty stink of rats, and the ever-present fragrance of the sea. Galleon rocks gently, and you hear faint whispers, likely a quiet brushing of the wind against the sails. Not far in front of you, you find the crate in question. Its sides split by crowbars, the dry grass used as packing material spilled across the floor. Within stands an intricately crafted chest of some dark tropical wood. A polished visage peers up at you, a triumvirate of wild animal faces carved in the swirling Huana style. The front of the chest bears an iron latch affixed to a complex iron mechanism that runs from the top four corners of the chest. You see no bolts or keyholes. Let's examine it? No. Hey, Mercury. Look at me. I'm doing stuff. How you doing? Also, I can hear sort of a buzz. Can you hear that buzz at all? That might just be me. What is the best powder juice? I don't even know what kind of buzz. I don't even know what kind of powder juice you're talking about. What exactly is a powder juice? Are you talking stuff like Tang? Okay, no buzzing for you. Okay, good. It sounds like there's some level of EMF, and I would like to get that down at some point. All right, let's examine the carvings. The three animals seem to be a spider, a stalgar, and a boar. You don't know if they have any greater significance. Jyoti's nose wrinkles at the image. I reckon this might be a Huana hunting god. Like Galawain, but not exactly. You turned the latch to the right, and a series of metal arms shift with it. The clasps holding the top of the chest come free, and you easily lift the lid. Laying within, cradled by dry grass, is an Amauan head, the mottled flesh of its neck raggedly cut free from the rest of its body. Whatever that might be. Or sorry, wherever that might be. Powder juice like Tank. I've always been a fan of Kool-Aid, but I don't know. I don't really drink powder juice, to be honest. Jyoti peers down at the grim cargo. I can't say I was expecting a head. Not even a little. Want me to fetch my lantern? As you peer down at the head, you feel a strange prickling sensation along your skin. Soul energy rises from the crate, throbbing in the air in time with the beating of your heart. It begins to take shape before you.
You can see me. It's really you then, the captain of the Defiance.
It's Galleon, but yes.
Oh, this is fantastic. How satisfying it is to know one did not give one's life in vain. I come from the island of Kazuwari, and we need your aid.
Orange, lemon, etc. Oh, the best flavor. Is there a strawberry flavor? Strawberry's pretty good. What kind of aid do you need?
Kazuwari is an island where the most skillful hunters, the most hardened explorers, the deadliest warriors all gather to earn Tuamawai's favor.
Tuamawai. Worshipped primarily by the small subset of animist Amawa native to the Deadfire, Tuamawai, sometimes called the Faces of the Hunt, has been generally conflated with Galawain by travelers from outside the archipelago. I wonder if it's actually the same god.
But Humaire, the island's caretaker, says the essence that sustains the island has sickened. Curdled, she called it. The animals, the trees, they all churn with anger and fear.
Why ask me? What can I do? What can I do about it that its caretaker can't?
We need a watcher. No one else can talk to souls, Humaire said. And souls are our problem. You're a watcher, right? The watcher. The one who died and lived again. Who speaks to the gods. That's the watcher we need.
More like got spoken at by the gods.
I knew it. I knew Humaire wouldn't have lied.
God damn it.
You will help, won't you?
It is kind of my calling, so yeah, I'll help if I can. What do you need me to do?
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. Speak to Humaire at Kazuari, Watcher. She'll be able to better explain the situation than I am.
What? Where is Kazuari?
Kazuari's a huge island west of Hasango. It's pretty hard to miss, what with the high cliffs and waterfalls. There's one thing you should know. The faces of the hunt jealously control who enters and leaves the island. But there's a waterfall on the southern side of the island that will allow you to sneak in, so long as you're circumspect.
Gotcha.
I guess you should also know, the island's residents might not take too kindly to your presence if you're found. They're, prickly bunch. But I'm sure that won't be a problem for you.
Surely. Before you have a chance to respond to the spirit's warning, you notice Constantine hovering nervously behind you. Did you need something?
No, you know, I just...
He clears his throat nervously.
Thing is, I might know something about that box there. A little more than something. All I'm saying is, maybe you don't want to touch it. Maybe we tie a big rock to it and throw it overboard. Right now.
That's suspicious, Constantine. You want to elaborate here?
It's a box with a dead man's head in it.
I've seen weirder.
You say that, but you've never been to Kazuari. Shit's weird. Weirder than usual, even for you.
You seem to know a lot about this. Why is that?
Maybe we should talk about it later. You seem to have your hands full.
Hey, hello? I'm still here. Are you going to help us? We could really use the help.
Helping people who don't want my help? Sounds like fun.
They're really not so bad once you get to know them. They're almost... nice? Well, no, that's a lie. But Humaire's all right. Once we've arrived, I can help you find your way into the heart of the island. You know, if you want me to. I wouldn't want to presume. In the meantime, I'll be here. Well, behind you, really, with the rest of the spirits following you around.
Right, we do kind of have a huge trail of spirits at this point. So is there a particular reason that you're looking into this questioning? They're almost nice, not really. Sounds like British to you. Yeah, it could be. Could very well be. So, this is going to be the first time that we actually have Constantine in the party in a while. This will be interesting. We have not had a berserker of any kind for a long time. Let's see here. What was I doing? I was moving Constantine in. Drop Aloth. Also grab Seraphim. So there's Dunwich, Crookspur, Sandswept Ruins. No, that was my Discord. Don't worry. Just me. Temple of Tangaloa. Remember when you said that you finished part 1 of the series? Mind if you added to this? Oh yeah, go ahead. The reason that I don't usually add stories myself is because you actually do get something of adding it yourself. You get logs, and I don't want to deprive people of the opportunity for that, since it is the single best way to get logs. Now, I need to figure out exactly where we're going here. The Proving. Seeker, Slayer, Survivor. Sail to Kazuwari in the western Deadfire Sea. Near Hasongo, he said. That's Sayuka. Signeth Moor. Nekataka. Where was Hasongo? Oh, here it is. Is this the place? This might indeed be the place. How do we get on? Yeah, this is Kazuwari. The sea billows beneath your vessel. You stumble to the side, grabbing the rail to keep from falling, as Galleon rocks hard to the port. Giordo, red-handed, gestures wildly to the starboard. Captain! The hand stumbles back from the deck. Either I need to be giving up the drink for good, or there's a goddamn colossal monster down there. Beneath the surface of the water, you make out a long, sinuous form. No mere fish. The creature swims with 2 pairs of legs and a long, thin tail. Your lungs feel suddenly empty, and you gasp as your stomach turns. You fall sideways into light.
The light fades into dim. You stand in a forest glade hung thick with shadows. Tall trees surround you. The shriek of a deer pierces the air before being abruptly silenced. From out of the dark lope a Stelgar and a wolf, followed by a thickly muscled man draped in furs.
Gallowayne.
Gallowayne.
Herald of Berath, were you not content to destroy my creation at Signeth Moor?
Ha!
Do you intend to meddle here as well? Leave. Now.
A smell like rancid blood and days-old sweat wafts off him in a wave.
I will warn you only once. If you tread upon my island, it will consume you.
The large beasts at his side step forward in unison, their tails angrily swishing the air. What was that thing that just swam past my boat?
A glorious beast, and one of the many creatures here that will challenge you, should you refuse to leave.
Oh, you can bet I'm going. Also, Mercury, did you figure out the command that you needed? I can help you out if not. Why don't you want me to come here?
The cold rush of the sea upon Signeth Moor still crashes in my ears. I would not have you apply your same reckless attentions here.
Oh, you're still sore about that?
You destroyed 80 generations worth of struggle and innovation on a whim.
I can just shrug?
Your obstinance precludes you heeding words not your own. Fine. I have warned you. May aught that follows be on your head.
With a sound like a thunderclap and a bright burst like lightning, the forest disappears, and you are thrust back into your body. You blink against the fading flash. When you can see again, you find your hands bloodless and aching, gripping the railing of your ship.
He's not going to be happy with me by the end of this. Your eyes trace the giant lizard's path towards the nearby island. It seems to be swimming north, away from the waterfall. You lose sight of the beast as it plunges into the depths. Muatu's voice seems a mere whisper after the power of a god's. I felt such rage from that beast. Hunger, too. And beneath all of it, I think, fear. It seems I'm not wanted on that island. Nobody belongs there. Not until they're proven. I promise you'll understand in time. Oh, you need a name for it? Okay. Well, what did you end up naming it? Just a description? Ah. You haven't actually published it on your main, so don't worry about that. Okay. Do I not have to work? Should I not attribute it to you in that case for now? Or should I give it? Okay. Do you want me to avoid using your Reddit name? Let's see. Everyone on Kazawari could be in danger. You have to help them. Please, Watcher. His voice echoes at the edge of your perception as your focus returns to the deck of the galleon. The crew, eyes wide, stare at you. Looks like a big trophy to me. Let's go hunting. Supposing we don't die, it'll be a hell of a story. Supposing we don't die, it'll be a hell of a story, Constantine mutters. Adair looks skyward. He shakes his head. The galleon rocks gently. The large landmass beckons. Alright, I'm looking forward to this. I am really looking forward to this. +1 to might on Constantine. Actually, how high can we get might? Okay. Will do. Just wasn't sure. Ooh, +3 to might. So Constantine is an interesting character. And I'm actually going to be looking forward to kitting him out pretty soon here. Because Constantine has an axe that gets stronger the more might he has. I mean, all weapons do, but this one does even more. And I'm hoping that we can actually hit the threshold that the axe requires. But we will have to see. Oh, excuse me. I've got the hiccups right now. Silverfin. For me, I think I'm gonna stick with dexterity. Can we make some better food? Oh yeah, we can. Oh yeah, we can. Hot razor skewers. These are +2 penetration with weapons, +2 might, +1 to all power levels. That's some good food right there. This is +3 to might and +10% to all healing received. We can make a ton of this. Pork. 4 glazed chops. Okay. All right, let's go. First fight of this area. We are set up. An unusual structure rises from the thick jungle foliage ahead of you. Vines drape it like decor, and it takes you a moment to resolve its form into a spine and rib of some titanic beast. Its skull faces you, upside down, jaws wide open and gaping. Sharp teeth hanging above like the waiting edge of the headsman's axe. What is this? A variety of large quadrupedal lizards exist across Aora, and, judging from its skull and claws, this seems to be one. The shape of its ribcage suggests an aquatic or amphibious existence. Such creatures can be very aggressive. Despite your efforts, your movements elicit a series of thuds, pops, and cracks as you pass through the heavy undergrowth. As you near the skeleton, you make out a number of rough pieces of decorations hanging from the old skeleton. Crafted from wood and bone, they hang inside the mouth and ribs. Among the other desiccated sacrifices within the mouth, you find the remains of a human corpse. The hooved prints of numerous boars across the space, overlapping with those of kith of various sizes. At first, the rough-hewn simplicity of the ornaments reminds you of wilder totems, but fine etchings in some of the bones seem indicative of the Huana. You discover several effigies that appear to be boar-headed kith. I'm going to continue. You have only just left the gargantuan skeleton behind you when you hear a rustling in the jungle to your left. You hear another to the right. To either side of you, high-draped kith approach, flanked by bristling boars. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So, I don't know how much you know about the lore of Pillars of Eternity. Oh, that's a big boar. But we are going into Galawain's territory, and Galawain is the god of the hunt and great beasts. Yeah, we do have guns. We've got guns. Don't move. Scars of battle and decoration stripe the large man's thick arms.
Return to your little boat, interloper. You do not belong on Kazawari.
You want to bet? His companions, each equally well armed and scarred, stand at ease beside their boar companion, eyes trained on you. Oh, they do.
Yeah, you're not welcome here.
The scruffy Orlan nearest you jeers. The boar at her side tosses its head and kicks its hooves in the dirt.
Turn back now and count yourself lucky you aren't already dead.
I believe we may have a common friend.
Doubtful.
A rude old man with a team of boars?
You could be speaking of half the druids in Deadfire.
Eh. Hateno pulls a simple but wickedly sharp blade from his belt and levels it at you.
Enough talk. Leave now, or I'll gut you where you stand and feast the boars on your entrails.
You know what? That sounds great to me.
Finally, an opponent worthy of my time.
Hateno hefts his blade and grins.
Let's see.
And yes, people do use guns. Specifically, they use a lot of cannons. The reason that guns aren't as common as they should be is because, generally speaking, they have magic, which accomplishes the same thing as guns with less cost.
Only takes a finger to blow her away.
See? We use guns. We also use magic. Oh man, Adair. Adair's finally taking damage.
Let's go.
Oh, yes, I know. I think that Razorback Sow is going to be our... Well, actually, Hateno might be our big problem here. These guys aren't really doing that much damage to me, but they're doing more than I expected.
Hey.
Were you asking earlier if people had guns? If you can make a sword become stronger with magic, then why not use magic to make the guns better? They do. They're called they're called enchanted guns, and they exist. But raw magic is generally more powerful than enchanted stuff, because it's just you get more power out of it, and it's freer.
Yeah.
Also, I think you're attempting to apply technology to a environment where magic exists, and that's never going to end up going well. Because if you think about it, any situation where magic exists would eventually become overcome by the progress of science, regardless of how powerful said magic is. Because there's nothing that magic can do that science cannot also do eventually. It just takes longer.
Not even close.
Because they haven't figured out how to do anything better. And I think you could apply similar arguments to pretty much any fantasy environment. Alternatively, because guns are hard to manufacture. Or magic has other specific limitations that make it difficult for the common person to use. As far as we know, the only common location that guns are manufactured is in Rauatai, and Rauatai is not willing to share that secret with anyone.
What for, Cap?
Okay, so let's see here. We're going to get rid of the speaker.
Me too, man.
Yeah, I was talking about how powerful magic is. There you go.
Ahoy.
I don't think we're going to be... Oh, wow, we are looting that guy.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Guns are similarly also kind of underpowered. But so are bows. Like, these aren't your AK-47s or anything. These are literally just... Oh, we just barely figured out how to make a flintlock pistol. Hold up. I could do fealty. actually gonna... I want to see what this boar looks like when it's knocked down.
Take that.
Pretty much the same, actually. Jeez, that boar's got a lot of health. Okay. There's Barbaric Smash, Barbaric Yell, Savage Defiance, Spirit Frenzy. Spirit Frenzy, please. Barbaric Smash on this guy.
Pretend you didn't see that.
Yeah, I could see that. Have you ever seen... I don't know if you watch anime very much, but there's a... there is an anime called Gate, where a military unit ends up lost in... Or they get isekai'd, right? And so what ends up happening is that they've got 2 jets, at least 3... Like, I know it's at least 2 jets, a couple tanks, and a couple of other military vehicles, plus guns and military training, which kind of sort of makes a lot of things just moot. Like, at some point they have dragons that they're fighting, and then they just kill the dragons with missiles because, I mean, heat-seeking missiles, right? Let's see here. Can I go over here? Parallel. Wait, hold up. You can do that, whatever. These guys aren't that powerful.
What for, Cap? I'll be chopping you to
I guess another thing to consider is that guns are a lot less powerful when you have magical defenses that can stop a bullet, which is pretty common. With the existence of enchanted guns comes the existence of enchanted armor. A gun is only as effective as the world is that can't stop it, after all. Yeah, that was poorly said. A gun is only as effective as the armor, as the best armor out there, or as the worst armor out there.
Huh? Sure.
Honestly, that kind of applies to pretty much any weapon if you think about it. However, something like this, oh, I don't know. Just, oh, look, that guy's dead.
Hmm? Take that. Captain.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have anything, so just shoot him.
Watch me work.
Need something?
Constantine. I really need to respec Constantine a little bit. He can do good damage, he just takes a lot of work to do. The entire island is just completely free of magic.
I need to be straight with you about something.
Oh?
I've been here before.
And?
This place, it's not just an island full of crazy druids and giant boars. It's a competition.
I kind of figured as much.
There's an actual arena in the middle, but that's just where people congregate. The entire island is a trial, one that I fought in.
How long ago did you fight here?
A few years. When you caught me in Nekataka, I was at the tail end of a long rest. That kind of life. Wake up, fight, sleep, every day for weeks. It takes a lot out of a person. Maybe it took more out of me than I thought.
Did you fight alone?
Huh. You flatter me. Nah, I may be tough, but I'm not that tough. I had a crew. A group. Packs, they called them here. Something almost like a family. We worked well together, but you know how it is. Nothing good stays good forever. When I left, we went our separate ways.
Did you have a falling out?
Something like that. See, we were doing pretty well in the contests. Not just winning, but winning handily. Dominated. But something wasn't right. I just couldn't shake this feeling we were being played, being used, and I didn't know what for.
Why? Did something happen?
No, nothing. And that's just the thing. Folks were nice to us.
Huh.
Too nice, right? Kinda nice that makes you wonder what a person's looking to get from you.
So, when I quit, my crew got mad. How can you give up? We're nearly there, that kind of stuff. But I had to trust my gut. Couldn't go dying and leave my paw alone, could I? I'm past the age of chasing glory, Watcher. Let me make a little coin, settle down somewhere with a view. Shit. Maybe I'll go back home to the Pearl Coast. Haven't been there in an age.
Did you... Oh. Did you win the fights?
I'm standing here. Wait. I'm not dead, am I?
I don't know what to tell you, or how to tell you this, Constantine, but...
You're pulling my leg.
He looks unsure for a moment, then breaks into a wide grin and a deep chuckle.
Almost had me there. Anyway, there's no surrender in the arena. You lose, you die. Keeps it simple.
Fair enough. Can you give me any insight into what's to come?
Can't say I know what'll happen till it's happening, but I'll tell you what I can when I can.
He shrugs, his large hands turned palm up.
Anything more than that'll just be idle speculation, and that's not really my thing.
By the way, this is the most dialogue we've gotten out of Constantine since we got him.
Place to be standing around.
He takes a deep breath and starts towards the forest edge, dividing the foliage with easy confidence of a ship parting the sea.
What do you need?
Right?
Sure.
I actually kind of wonder if I failed a check there. That might have been a partial success. Now, let's take a look at Seraphim, shall we? Now, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't like using Seraphim very often. He's not one of my favorite characters. But I brought him on here because he's not bad. He's just... I figured it's been a while since I used him. We can take a look at what he wants to do and see if we can get him to do something better. Now that I know how Empower works, these Empower things are actually a lot better. Oh, right. Stealth. Okay. Haunts the target's minds with dark memories of those they've lost and killed, terrifying and hobbling them. Death of 1,000 cuts. Fractures the target's soul, causing them to receive raw damage over time. Shred spells used on this target will cause another fracture, dealing raw damage instantly and extending the duration of the effect. Shred spells? Shred spells. What is a shred spell? Mind Lance, Silent Scream. You know, now that I think about it, any situation where you have actual force fields seems like it'd be a bad situation for guns. Because they rely on having a limited stopping power, but something that acts as armor without even being on the skin is already a very high limitation to guns. Let's see here. Mind Weave. Yeah, what the hell is a shred spell? It's a spell that shreds. I suppose I can't argue with that. Keywords. Shred. Okay, apparently certain spells just have shred. Okay, so stuff like Mind Blades or Mind Wave. Okay, so it's all of the damage spells that they have. Detonate is also a shred spell. Amplified Wave is an echo. Screaming Souls is a shred spell. Interesting. The Cypher's area of effects increase the size the more focus the Cypher has. Unless they don't work equally for slower moving targets. If you think about it, have you seen Stargate SG-1? The shields in that do not stop slower projectiles very easily. So stuff like arrows are actually pretty feasible. Same with knives. In later episodes, they started carrying arrows and knives for that exact reason, because they would work against force fields. Alternatively, you might have something that, with a bigger projectile, like an arrow, you could apply a better enchantment to that might pierce through a shield in a better way. Let's see here. Rocks are cheaper than arrows, but they do less damage when they hit. Because it's a rock. And is therefore not manufactured. If you really think about it, a bullet is just a rock, just with a explosive force that is propelling it. Same with an arrow, which is just a rock tied to a stick. It's all about how well you want to manufacture. If you think about it, any weapon can be, or anything can be turned into a weapon, but the effectiveness of that weapon is based on the intent to manufacture, or the skill with using it. Let's see here. Like, you only really move away from the rocks are cheap thing when you start getting into stuff like energy weaponry, because that's true sciencey stuff. You can't make that out of thin air. You have to actually work for it. And in a lot of cases, the reason why energy weaponry is good is because there's very little that you can do to protect against it. If you can enchant weapon/ammunition, you can make it slow down before impact or explode. You could. That's perfectly viable. However, you still have to consider that a larger weapon, there might be differences in enchantability on various weapons. Like, an arrow is still larger than a bullet and has more components that could be enchanted. A bullet is a bullet. It is a rock. It is a rock that may have, say, enchanted gunpowder and a fuselage. Arrows have heads, which themselves may have all of the same enchantments as a bullet, shafts, which can also hold an enchantment, and fletchings. There's just more space. Now, that doesn't really do anything to counteract the whole fact that, scientifically, you're still dealing with a slower weapon, or a slower projectile. But there could be reasons. Come on, man. I would think of it less as why would you not use it as why would you use it. Find excuses to use things before you start thinking about why you shouldn't be using something. Especially in writing. The problem with bows is that they have a they're much harder to train with arrows, and arrows are overall worse. They're bigger / more expensive. While muskets use small ammo and are easier to train. Yeah. Muskets also have a significantly shittier refire rate. It wasn't until the invention of a clip magazine that you could actually use a musket reliably to fire faster than an arrow. And even then, you still had to consider that you would have weapon failure, which would render the entire weapon useless. A bow could be broken, sure, but it was usually much easier to repair because its components were simpler. Like, you end up putting a weapon underwater, it's completely useless, which means that even something as simple as rain could be detrimental to it. Guns, again, I think you're misunderstanding that they have guns, but they're not good guns. Most of the time from reloading back in the day was just cleaning, but with magic that is basically out of the window. Yeah. Well, we think. We don't know what sort of residue magic gunpowder might leave. They do have something called, what are they called? They're like rune locks, which doesn't use gunpowder. It is a, it uses rune powder, which I don't think has the limitations of being needing to be dry. Like, it can be fired in any condition. You don't need to worry about that, which eliminates one of the big problems that guns have. I think the downside of rune locks is that they were highly explosive and could backfire pretty easily. Because, I mean, you're literally using an explosive rune. Now, alternatively, another reason why a bow and arrow might be used is simply because the person who is using them may not know how to use a gun. Or their particular location of origin was not common. In their particular location of origin, they didn't have guns. We know for a fact, as I said before and have already covered, Rauatai is pretty much the only place that commonly produces guns in this world, and Rauatai is not in the habit of giving said guns away. Any guns that you see in other parts of the world are either salvaged or stolen from Rauatai. Also, it doesn't help that Rauatai has mages to make rune locks, so they tend to win a lot of the fights against them. Let's see here. What was I doing? God, I've gotten distracted. +1 max in PowerPoint. Okay. I think I am going to grab this, actually. Deception, Mind, Echo. I think I want my shred spells, honestly. Lower level shred spells. This is his level 20 ability, and I'm going to pass up. Is there a particular reason why you're saying that they should be using nothing but bows and arrows all the time? You seem very fixed on this. Keywords echo. Silent scream produces a psychic howl in the target's area, stunning the target, as well as dealing raw damage and interrupting. Ooh, an AoE interrupt is really good. Usually they're single target. They do. As I'm saying, they do. Like, Seraphin here actually has a, They do, but they should use more muskets. I mean, if they can find them, sure. It is actually kind of hard to find muskets in here. There is one musket seller in the game, and he sells some really good stuff. Do I want a pistol? This last one doesn't really matter very much, honestly, because I've kind of already decided what weapons to use. I'll use hatchets. Why not?
Captain.
Okay. So first things first. Oh, he was actually using a hatchet. Fantastic. Now he has affinity with it. First things first. Constantine needs levels. He's level 14! Oh my god. Constantine, oh my god. I'm sorry. Yeah, he could have some more history. I could give him Arcana. That allows him to use his scrolls. Chanter. He's a skald, right? No, he is just a chanter. Barbarian shout. Oh, that's actually pretty good. And I can take both. Neat. I think we'll go with that. Barbarians are crit based. The barbarian hits so hard that ordinary means of defense can easily be overpowered. And on attacks that normally target deflection, the barbarian will instead attack fortitude if it is the lower defense. Increases the amount of damage. I'm just gonna take all the damage, thank you. They're just dwarves with AKs. How did they get them? Are they actually gifts from Hephaestus? We're gonna summon that Drake. We already got Axe, a battle axe. Oh god, I don't know what he uses actually. Sword, why not? Again, I really wish that you could see a party member's load up before you started leveling them up. This is something that Kingmaker also had, which annoyed me. The other thing to consider is that the melting pot scenario hasn't happened in Pillars of Eternity yet. We haven't really had that much in the way of cultural diversity happening. So weapons that don't belong in specific or weren't created in specific areas haven't had much of a chance to find new owners. Therefore, most people are still using whatever was made in the area. Your formatting team. When did you get a formatting team? Hi, Blackjack. We were just discussing why people are using bows. Cannot be engaged by enemies that are of lower level. Yeah, sure. Oh my god. Barbarians have so many gain. Well, it's immunity to engagement. Shoves enemies back when activated. The next attack made during sprint gains a larger amount of accuracy. All right, Hephaestus, or yeah. All right, Constantine. First of all, we need to give you a hat, and I think I already know the kind of hat that you'd like. Here it is, Horns of the Aurochs. Immune to push and pull effects. Now, the other thing that we need to give him is a new helmet, which is going to be the Crimson Panoply. Actually, Crimson Panoply is weird. Grants Frenzy, also grants Survivor. I've been meaning to give this to him for ages, but maybe it's not that great. Grants Spirit Frenzy, grants Blood Frenzy. Okay, yeah, it's not that great for him. It is also legendary, though. So it sounds like you've got a lot of work, Blackjack. Also, I'm sorry. I went and did it. I bought the rest of the game. I bought the final DLC because it was $250 and I wanted to. So now we have the third DLC, and I want to see what's going on with Gallowayne. They aren't gifts from Hephaestus, but the paladins act like they are, so no one tries to steal them for study. Oh. I feel like people would want to steal them regardless, because people like to steal weapons. They are very good trophies. Just irks you that everyone was doing nothing, waiting on others, and you were doing polite, not trying to ride them. But after a week of not hearing anything from either group, you asked how things were coming, only to find out everyone was just waiting on the other group. Well, that sucks. Yeah, that'd piss me off too. Now, Amra. If the wielder's might is 25 or above, critical hits from this weapon cause 25% of base weapon damage in an area around the wielder. Enemies with 50 health are killed, or under 50 health are killed instantly. If the wielder's might is 25 or above, critical hits with the weapon cause 33% of the base weapon damage in an area around the wielder. I think I kind of like the instant kill, so we're going to go with that. "25% chance on scoring a kill with this weapon to frenzy the wielder without a deflection penalty. 1% chance on receiving damage to frenzy the wielder." Ooh. I wonder if that can be stacked with Spirit Frenzy. And yet we have the Crusades. People steal religious icons all the time. Let's see here. Club one-handed. Ah, here we are. I knew we had a spear. I suppose that would help to put the fear of gods into them. Okay. Now I need to figure out what to give him for an amulet. What's he got right now? Precognition. Heads I win. Minus 75% crit damage. Tails you lose. Increases damage for critical hits. Okay, yeah. That's actually pretty good on him. Grants Gallows Breaker. +3 to all damage or all drug power levels. Also, there was all the lovely fees with getting ISBNs and getting re-registered with copyright protection. Today has been a day. Yeah, it sounds like you've not been having a good time. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That doesn't sound like it's been fun at all for you. Well, now you know in future. I'm a little surprised they didn't reach out themselves. I'm sorry, you've got an overseeing ring? And an unshackling ring. What's he got for a belt? Plus 15% stride, plus 1 survival. Grants lesser lay on hands. That's not great. Third eye, 10% of hit converted to crits with spells. He doesn't use spells. Grants indecisive, which has a whole lot of different things. Okay. I think I'm pretty much fine now. What's this? It's a Grimoire Trinket. Life through death. Minus 15 to all defenses on hit. For each hit, the caster gains plus 5 to all defenses. That sounds amazing on him. Here you go. Seeing red. What does Into the Breach do? Melee weapon damage increases as the wearer loses health. Yes. So he's going to be constantly raging. Alright, later, Blackjack. You have a good lunch, dinner, whatever. Yeah. I think I'm pretty solid now. Oh, he's already got the Boots of Stone. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Our barbarian friend is ready.
Why not?
I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs in combat. He is the first gamer. He could be. You don't know. They haven't invented computers yet. Well, that's not entirely true. They got like soul computers. Those aren't quite the same thing, though. Imagine reincarnating someone and telling them that they're your new gaming PC. Can you imagine that? Also, I'm going to look up. Okay, the proving. Yeah, Constantine is the only one that they recommend bringing. Okay. We have been provening. The jungle opens on a small glade, the trees encroaching overhead to enclose the space in cool green shade. A stone dais, cracked by roots and dappled with moss and dirt, dominating the clearing. A pair of worn statues, crouched jungle cats missing eyes, ears, and in one case a paw, flank a short stone well. Muatu's quiet voice plays at the edge of your hearing. This well draws water from beneath the crucible. It should offer ingress for the careful. They look like jaguars, rendered in the somewhat abstract Huana style. The markings along the flanks and jowls suggest them to be sacred beasts, spirits of the jungle. Wow. Alright. Oh. We're gonna search for traps again. There we go. One of the stones sinks when depressed, an ancient pressure plate. Nothing occurs, however, when you do so from a safe distance. Perhaps some previous explorer disabled the trap, or perhaps the mechanism has simply failed over the centuries exposed to the elements. The well stands barely a yard in diameter, the mortar between its sides cracked and gray when not entirely absent. A few rocks have crumbled away or have been removed. You hear the sound of running water from the depths. A stream flows far below, a faint incandescence casting similar lines along the well's cylindrical interior. While a grappling hook could certainly be lodged into the well, the integrity of the sides seemed suspect, and you're not sure that your longest rope will reach the bottom. Well, let's try. You tie the rope around the cat statue's neck, not unlike a collar. A hard pull convinces you that the statue isn't going anywhere, and you lower the rope into the darkness of the well. Your hands on the rope and feet guiding your way down the inner walls of the well, you easily shimmy down the hole. The rushing water's roar envelops you as you're running short on rope, and the walls fall away around you to reveal an underground cavern. You note an outcrop of stone nearby, jutting out above the water. With a few careful swings, you manage to catch the outcropping with your feet and pull yourself right against the wall, or tight against the wall. Looking around yourself, you find that rocky ledge continues deeper into the cavern, and the darkness inviting. You advance into the dark. Well, that looks fancy. You don't like computers anymore? Why don't you like computers no more? You can hear the murmur of water behind you when the cave comes to an abrupt end, stymieing your progress. The passage has been closed off with a brick wall, and the uneven stones largely obscured by a thick curtain of vines. I mean, we got fire. We got so much fire. With a few chanted words and hand signs, Jyoti conjures a flame to burn away the vines. In their absence, the walls lose much of its cohesion and collapse. Little light is visible through the hole in the wall, and you can just make out a sound that could be the babbling of water or of kith.
I've got it.
Let's take a look.
You stumble into a room only brightly lit in comparison to the tunnel from whence you came. A man with soft features and round eyes blinks mutely before clearing his throat.
Welcome to the Temple of Tuamawai, Watcher. Home sweet home.
Akira, the wall. What even is down there?
He cranes his neck, peering over your shoulder.
I'll let you handle this one.
Constantine puts as much distance between himself and the man as possible.
Don't matter none. You're finally here is all. Crowd gets restless waiting. You best get out to the pit.
Wait, what?
Pit. Go out.
Where am I?
Pit.
Where am I? Who are you?
That don't matter none neither. I'm the kith supposed to get you before the people.
I think you may have me confused for someone else.
Akira. You're in Challenger's chamber. Yeah? That makes you Challenger. Beyond that, don't matter none. You having second thoughts about the right? Stop. It's too late.
All right.
Everyone champs at the bit to see you in action.
Best not to argue with him, Watcher. Some of these folks got short fuses and itchy sword arms.
I left my packs back in the cave. It has all my best potions. He sighs, pulls a pouch from his belt, and shoves it in your hands. Fantastic.
Next time, forget less.
The Amawa stabs a finger at the archway, then takes a step back, brushing his hands against a column as he does so. The door closes between you. Jyoti, you already don't like me very much. Stop pretending that I care. Okay.
Need something?
So I want to see... He's got 18 might right now. We can get him up to 20 pretty easily. Now the question is, can we get him up to 25?
Only because I like you.
Do we have drugs? Do we have any drugs that might help? Oh, God. Potion of moderate healing, potion of minor healing. We need so many drugs. Essence of aim spray, great. Well, I don't know what that one does. I'm very curious, though. Put the iron skin on. +3 to perception. I don't actually know that much about the various drugs, because I don't really use them very often. Surely we have something that increases might. I've been collecting so many drugs. Ah, here we are. Fantastic. Tara Chu. You're going to become addicted. How long does this last?
Need something?
Don't know, but he's got it. And how much? Oh, that didn't increase his might at all. What the hell?
Whatever you need.
Fine. Was there a reason you didn't like computers, Mercury?
A new challenger joins our eternal hunt.
As is tradition, the primal elements shall sort predator from prey.
Triumph or perish. There is neither surrender nor retreat.
Don't go getting yourself burned.
It's a tyrant of decay.
Enemies ahead.
Well, I think that this is going to be a long-term fight, so we should probably start setting up buffs pretty quickly here. I say as I just charge straight in.
What?
It's got armor value, so I assume it's not entirely a black hole.
What do you need?
Probably seemed like a cool enemy at the time. Jeez, we
What
are
now?
just not having a good time here. These are obelisks of air. Obelisks of water. Fire. Earth. Okay. Gonna have to deal with those at some point, probably.
What do you need?
Geez, these things are doing a lot of damage. Well, I got rid of some of its armor. This thing is immune to ice, right? No, it's not, actually. Surprisingly. Alright.
Captain. I'll be chopping you to chum.
Let's see here. Try and get everything with this. We are now strong, which gives us 20 might. God damn it.
How about this?
I don't know how that died, but it's dead now. Oh, I see how it died. Okay, that makes sense. Paralyzed.
What now? Fear not the rapid.
What do you need?
This thing is not going to die easily.
I'll be slicing that stem to stern. What do you need?
Oh, what the hell is that? Wait, can I knock it down? I can. I don't know what that did, but it seems to be knocked down. Okay.
Got it.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Yeah, I should probably just be buffing with her. One more level. Okay. So first of all, Spirit Frenzy. What does Spirit Frenzy do? Strong and fit inspiration as well as action speed bonuses, while Frenzy the Barbarian receives a deflection penalty.
Like that, do you?
Try and kill that greater Earth Blight.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
What for, Cap?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, we're gonna get overwhelmed with blights if we don't kill this thing fast.
What do you need?
Okay. That doesn't last very long. It runs out of, I'm sorry, okay, it did get hit. It did get hit by the spell. Let's see here. I don't want to use the Storm of the Seven Bolts immediately. That seems like it'd be a huge waste. This, on the other hand, not so huge a waste.
Like that, do you?
What? Oh, god damn it. Okay, fine. We'll summon a dragon.
Glory be to God.
It's not supposed to happen.
Well, I interrupted something. And we cleared the board. So I'm going to call that a win. Okay.
Sure.
What now?
What now, indeed?
Be on sync.
Is it? No, it's not immune. The hell? Okay, fine, whatever. Can we grab that? We cannot.
What do you need?
What for, Cap?
And that's our dragon. Fantastic. Wait, what's this? Oh, what happened? Something come up all of a sudden? Oh geez, that did a lot of damage. Yep, no problem, dude. Heard something crashing. Oh wow, okay. Yeah. Yeah, go check what that is. Hopefully that's not too bad.
Something I can do? Here we go.
Huh? Let's go.
What for, Cap?
What for indeed?
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Need something?
It's so close to dead. I should have used a barbarian ability. Wow. This thing takes practically no damage. Well, the big one's dead.
What do you need? May I be a candle in the night.
What now?
What now is you're gonna hit that one.
Be on sync.
And then we've got the Drake to go over and whack it. Yep. And now Constantine will hit this one with a barbaric smash. And we're done. Nice. We get a lot of stuff out of this. I guess that was a ton of enemies.
You have completed the first examination. Well done.
Yep.
Your fury brings joy to this arena, and honor to your name.
You have endured but the first of many trials. Return when you are ready to...
That wasn't that hard. That was actually comparatively easy. I still wish that I had turned off turn-based.
Looks like you can hold your own in a fight. That's great! Really useful for not dying.
Damn straight, Muatu. The guard from before sheepishly rubs the back of his hairless head.
You are alive. Praise Toamawai. I did not, I had not, I should have verified you were intending to join our Crucible Games instead of,
The guard stomps his foot as his words end in stammering.
That's about the closest thing you get to an apology around here.
No apology needed, but point me to whomever is in charge.
Yes, of course. Toamawai truly rules this place. But Umaire deals with matters that pertain to lowly kith. Umaire wants to bend your ear. You go find her in Hall of Memories. Straight past me.
He frowns, rubs the back of his head, and clears his throat.
Also, sorry about before.
Okay then. Kitty! Wait, can we get a lion companion? No.
You go in now. Umaire stays waiting for you.
Hides draped the broad shoulders of the woman standing before you, and curved horns exaggerate her already prodigious height. Moss grows in patches on her bark-like skin, and as she turns her faintly glowing eyes towards you, her lips part into a smile, revealing 2 jagged rows of shark-like teeth.
This is her. This is Umaire, the one we've come to see. She'll show you the way.
Quite the show you put on, Challenger.
One of her hands rests lightly on the edge of the plinth, beneath the bowl of shimmering water.
Yours is a new face within these hallowed grounds. Strange that. I don't recall the last challenger to enter the Crucible without first proclaiming their intent to me.
I didn't have much of a choice. The guard was very insistent.
There always exists a choice, even if only to walk away or to roll over and die.
She chuckles quietly.
Walking away being the wiser and the more pleasant of the two.
Ah, Constantine. You walked away once. Have you returned to accept death instead?
There's no rule against making the same choice twice, is there? Figured if my friend here was planning to walk into this viper pit, she could use someone with half a god's damned clue at her back to help her walk back out.
Then perhaps you are finally ready for what the Crucible offers.
Her bright-eyed attention returns to you.
Still, I apologize if you found Makoba overzealous. He can be disciplined if you desire it.
Nah. She nods, her head bowing slightly more than customary. A ghost brought me here. Said you might know him.
Then it is you.
Her eyes again roam you, lingering on your arms and legs.
I sent Muatu that you might speak to him and seek us out, Watcher of Cad Nua.
You could have sent a letter, you know.
I wanted to know that you fairly earned your title. That you stand before me proves you a true Watcher.
A man's life for a message at a test. Good trade.
How can I help?
Our ancestors constructed this temple as a tribute to the souls of all life. Of predator, prey, and the primal dance that forever binds them.
She runs an open palm along the worn stone.
Souls came to permeate these walls. A choir of voices greater than any individual chanter or druid. They became not unlike a god, at least upon this isle.
Constantine rolls his eyes, making no effort to hide it.
Great kith from across the Deadfire heeded their song and flocked to Kazuwari, whether to relive the battles of lore or forge legends of their own.
The corner of her mouth twitches in a slight frown. But now something's wrong.
Not exactly, or rather, perhaps. A few months ago, the music changed. It became discordant to my ears, as if it and the souls no longer sang in harmony. I think perhaps that it is because of the foreign god stomping across the Deadfire.
Sure, blame Aethys. Everybody does. Not that he don't sometimes deserve it.
So you called on a watcher.
More stories get told of the Watcher's abilities than there are islands in the Deadfire to hold them. Those that claim the mantle for themselves almost always prove charlatans or lunatics, or both. But if the tales of communion between Watchers and lost souls hold any truth, we might uncover what ails this place.
Has this discordant harmony actually caused any problems?
Over the centuries of contests here, gallons of blood have been spilled in the arena. But the fights have always been reasonable. Now, however, the Faces of the Hunt summons great monstrosities to pit against green challengers. Even outside the Crucible, the beasts and kith of Kazuwari grow increasingly aggressive. The Faces stoke their hostility. They seem eager to see blood spilled.
This place has always been hungry for bloodshed. How's this any different?
I would not expect you to understand, Constantine. You were deaf to Kazuwari's song. You must draw the attention of the Faces of the Hunt in the Crucible. To contend in the Crucible, you must first complete the Rite of Passage.
Her tone is reverent, and she bows her head slightly to you. And what does this rite entail?
The Faces of the Hunt provide 4 trials. The aspirant overcomes them and earns the right to take part in the Crucible. Or they do not. Either way, blood is spilled, and the Faces are pleased.
Why did... Hold up. How do the Faces provide these trials?
These walls contain the souls, the memories of the many kith who have come before. These souls communicate their will through the Faces of the Hunt. The Faces stirs the memories, blending essence to summon spirits or manifest beasts of blood and bone.
Don't know about you, but that sounds like chanter business to me.
So you refer to the Faces as if they're a group, and other times as if they're a single individual.
Indeed. Tawamawai is 1. Tawamawai are 3. Tawamawai are scores.
Sounds confusing. At least with Aethys, it's just the one.
That's not entirely true, Adair. People die for this?
Reward balances the risk. The champions of the hunt reap many blessings from the Faces, treasures and mystic abilities alike.
For as long as they survive, you mean?
And the losers? The Beyond holds for them a position most privileged.
Fighting ain't what makes one soul more deserving than another.
Jyoti shakes her head, lips pressing a troubled line. What kind of trials?
Trials of combat. More than this I cannot say. Only that you will face opponents of spirit and opponents of flesh.
I'll happily lead these spirits into the light.
My associates and I fight as a team. I'm not about to risk my life in solo combat.
Here I was looking forward to sitting back and watching you take all the hits for once.
One-on-one events are rare here.
Okay, that's great. Apparently, Adair does not like being the tank.
In the Crucible, we fight as nature intended, in packs, with disparate equipment and little effort spent to ensure fairness. Besides, it would be an incomplete trial if we tested only prowess. The leadership and preparedness of our contenders must also be judged.
Why did you send your ghost to me?
I learned of your abilities in the Crucible. One of Engari's agents brought us a remnant of a battle you had with a ship called the Drake. The Faces used that object to manifest an echo of you aboard your ship. You were quite impressive.
What are the Faces of the Hunt?
The earthly voices of Tawamawai. They emanate from the statue of him that overlooks the arena. It reflects the 3 aspects of the sacred hunter. The seeker, the slayer, and the survivor.
Ah, that explains the name of the DLC. Well, let's get started.
The pool of memories will set forth the challenges that await you.
Her hands slide across the edge of the font of the shimmering water.
Peer into its waters.
We're gonna look around first, see who we can talk to. Gotta be some stuff here. Spectator seating.
Ahoy there, my fine friend.
Sense of foods local and exotic rise from the cart behind the pudgy Orlin.
Well, if I ain't a blue-balled bastard, Corin the Cavalier chef.
Oh, hey.
Aye, always a pleasure to see another pirate. Especially one as cute as you.
You know this, Orlin?
Oh, do I? This swabby was the best chef I ever served with. The sorcerer were right sore without him after he shipped off.
Always good to hear you're missed.
Corin chuckled, bashfully averting his eyes.
Care for some tasty victuals before you go testing your strength against the spirits?
He gestures to the foodstuffs behind him. Let me see.
Only the tastiest damn food in the dead fire. Come, have yourself a look.
Okay. Oh, he's got some real rare stuff, too. Swordfish? Really? Just gonna buy all of this, don't worry about it. Oh, hey, Felfink. You may have noticed that I have caved. And I may have bought myself the game. Yeah, it was $250. And apparently there is a bit more story than I gave it credit for. This is Gallowayne's DLC. A dwarf woman sits behind a low table, the wrinkled skin around her eyes and mouth betraying her venerable age. Coils of ink-black hair, shot through with the occasional streak of gray, tumble down around her shoulders. She examines you through narrowed eyes.
Adult traveler, we reserve these modest quarters for those challenging the Rite of Passage or contending in the Crucible.
She gestures at the dank room of tall bunks behind the door to her left.
Umare told me that you are to be extended our hospitality. For the moment.
This is supposed to be an inn?
Hey, now. She's doing the best with what she's got to work with. Have some class.
Also, I kind of wanted to learn more about Constantine, and this is the DLC that he has a lot of stuff in.
Our beds are simple, but we offer a variety of training spaces in which to hone your skills. Spaces unavailable to mere spectators, of course.
Oh god. It's literally just hammocks. They don't do anything. You completed this DLC, right? The elf stands before a cart, one thin hand twisting a small tool against a thick strap of leather he holds gingerly with his other hand. He chews on his lower lip, his brow knit in concentration. The acrid scent of poultices and potions haunt the air around him. How difficult would you say the fights get? And were you level 20 by the time you got here?
Neil's still kicking, huh? I thought for sure he'd have blown himself to bits by now.
Oh, it's you. How's your, sister, was it? Daughter?
You had it right the first time. Damn, do I look that old?
You leveled to 20 here. Okay, so you didn't start at level 20. I'm starting at level 20, so I expect a lot of the fights to be a little bit under me, but we'll see. Fights can be a bit puzzly. I am actually down for that. That sounds pretty good. What are you working on? The man's eyes flicker up at you, returning to his task, then widen before shifting back to you. His mouth gapes, closes, and gapes again. He swallows.
Yes, my apologies, traveler. I just got a little wrapped up in well, it's a personal project, and now I am going on about nothing.
Okay, Neil here has some top tier voice acting. That particular voice pattern is really hard to pull off. Intentionally. He gingerly sets the tools and device down on his cart and brushes his palms together. Beaming proudly, he shows a belt filigreed with copper wiring. You note small Adra stones within the tangle of wires. The buckle appears to be made of copper inlaid with Adra. You bought so many games on the sale. Actually, hold up. I need to add another game. Let's see, add option. Dry drowning. I picked this up recently. You don't happen to be a fan of Vampire the Masquerade, do you? I also ended up picking up a couple of vampire games. Specifically VTM text games, which I might try and do at some point. They're not too far off from what I already do. Beaming proudly, he shows you... Oh, right.
I call it Neil's Auroral Transubstantiator, or perhaps the Essential Battery Array, or maybe I would... Well, name's not... It's meant to collect and store ambient essence in an accessible form for dynamic usage at a later time.
Neat.
Doesn't look like it can store half so much as my lantern does.
She shrugs, unimpressed. Looks expensive. His eyes narrow, and he pulls the belt away from you.
I have been working towards this for my entire life. All of my studies, my experiments, being driven from New Haomar, it's veritably the culmination of my existence.
He sighs.
This jungle, and more so this arena, it's in a state of essential flux. The density of ambient essence here goes far beyond anything I've seen elsewhere in the world. But to collect that power, to harness it, I need the help of a contestant in the Crucible.
You're not a fan, but the text adventures are quite good. It's a bit too much existential angst for you, but you've checked out a couple of them, and if VTM is your thing, they deliver. Sweet. I also ended up picking up Werewolf the Apocalypse, one of those text adventures, because personally, I'm actually more into the werewolf stuff than I am the Vampire the Masquerade stuff.
Think if I wear that belt, I'd sleep better at night?
What do you intend to do with the energy once I've collected it?
Alchemists, you see, are limited to the materials they harvest. Yet the processes we employ ultimately draw their efficacy from the essence present in all things. By infusing potion ingredients with ambient soul energies, I hope to significantly increase the efficiency of the process. The end result, an almost limitless draft.
So a healing potion. I might be able to help.
You would?
His broad smile brings dimples almost to his eyes.
That's fantastic! So, you see, during each fight in the arena, the essence presence spikes fantastically. Some of this is the result of magic, or released energy, owing to, well, the death of the fighters. But the arena itself manipulates essence too. It's really quite a thing to behold.
How do I fit into this?
All I would require from you is to wear the belt. Well, competing in the Crucible, I mean. And then, of course, return it to me, obviously.
He swallows. What would I be getting out of this?
Besides the pride of furthering the cause of animancy?
Oh, I'm glad I don't have Aloth in the party.
Ah, kid. Of course I'll reward you. In coin, obviously, but also if when the experiments bear fruit, I can provide you that fruit.
He frowns.
Fruit being the, drafts in this case. If that wasn't clear. I am just confusing things further, aren't I?
Neil, you and me, I do the exact same thing that he does, where I try to explain something and then it just gets worse. Oh, yeah. Also, are we sitting at 500 still? Hold up. Yes, we are indeed sitting at 500 followers. Failthink, we're doing Boyfriend Dungeon this weekend. It's going to be great. Although I guess you probably won't be able to be around for that. So if it's a roguelike dating sim where your weapons are the things that you date. So yeah, it's very gay. I do a dating sim every single time that I play, or every single time that I hit a community goal. And since we just hit 500, of course, I've been trying to get Boyfriend Dungeon played for ages. I've already done several playthroughs of Hatoful Boyfriend because Hatoful Boyfriend is amazing and more people need to play it. Like, that's a legitimately good game, and not enough people have played it. Like, it looks like a joke, but it's actually a legitimately good game. And then there's, what did I do last time? Oh, right, I did, Dream Daddy. Which, Dream Daddy is also real fun. I smoked oregano with one of the dads. It was great. Yup. One of these days I'll have to do another playthrough of Dream Daddy and try another one of the dads. Okay, I've begun the Crucible. I'll wear your special belt.
Fantastic! It's ready. Just wear it during the fight and return it once it's fully charged.
Neat. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. It is the Unstable Coil. Deals shock damage and causes stun for 1 round to everyone near the wielder when on unconsciousness. Wait, what am I sacrificing here? Oh, I don't have a belt. Oh, this is perfect. I didn't even realize I didn't even have a belt this whole time. We can also have a pet. Oh my god, I've not been wielding a pet or having a pet. I can't believe it. Here you go, Frosty. You went slam dancing with one of them? Do you remember which one? There's the inn. We're not doing anything with the inn. There's the spectator seating. We might as well take a look up here. Oh yeah, the other thing that made me want to do this is, well, apparently, if you complete all 3 of the DLCs, you get an artifact that requires the endgame item that you get from the end of each DLC.
Hey, it's an arena my god hasn't walked through.
Wait till you hear the statue.
Will do.
Koiki fruit.
My fingers.
Fat
and furry, but they're ever so nimble. Swapped and sparkling, Cap.
Yeah, let me show you. Hold up. This thing. So the chain of rightful authority is only usable by the Watcher, but in its current form, at least, it requires the endgame items that you get from the end of both of the DLCs I've already completed. With this final DLC, it assumes its final form, which I think the final item is a tooth that you slot into it. And I don't know exactly what the final one does, but I want to find out. The big thing is that it grants fealty, which allows you to just immediately dominate something, which is dominated for 2 rounds, which isn't really that great. And then you've also got this, which increases might and resolve by 1 until the end of combat each time a party member is knocked unconscious, and it just stacks up to 4 times. Now, I was kind of considering putting this on Constantine, because Constantine is supposed to be about might stacking. But I don't know. Constantine's hard to stack. He's actually, I'm not sure. So he's got an axe, right? Where is it? This axe right here, Amra. And I keep trying to figure out if we can get Amra to activate the 25 might thing. If the wielder's might is above 25 or above, critical hits with this weapon cause 25% of base damage, and yeah, just causes a cull in everything around it. But Constantine doesn't actually have that much might. Let's actually look. So Adair's got 17. Apparently he got +1 from Slugger. Oh, from the gate crashers, right. Then Constantine here has the Girdle of Aeton. Drug crash. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to 25. Which reminds me, Adair, hey, you want to give up those gate crashers? And we can give you something a little bit more fitting for you. There we go. Yeah. To be fair, I didn't even know about it, and I just ended up accidentally finding out when I went back to Nekataka and got ambushed by a couple of people that were just like, we need to talk about the smith, and then I killed them. And there was another letter that said to go visit the smith, so I went and visited the smith, and the smith was like, oh hey, you've got some artifacts on you. How's about I put them together and turn them into a single artifact? And so I let her do that, and apparently it was free. And that's how I got the chains of command right now. All right, let's go. Trial of the Naga. So how's your day going, Falfink? You don't have any drugs, so it could be better. You hooked on something?
Let's see who here be the biggest snake.
Need something? Need something?
Speaking of drugs.
Why not?
Wait,
what?
Look there. Yeah?
Only hooked on painkillers, unfortunately, you have those. Are you suffering from something right now?
Hey.
Yeah?
Probably was a better way to start that fight, but I will take it.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and Spirit Frenzy. And then leap. Ah, gotcha.
Well, don't see why not.
Due to medical conditions or any particular other reason? Okay.
Captain.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that. Yeah. That makes some sense. Hi.
What do you need? May I be a candle in the night?
Yeah.
I'm still kind of amazed about ball lightning. That's rare. Not only do you have an extremely rare condition, just some very unusual side effects. All right, no problem, fail thing.
Got it.
Oh, that's what those do. Okay. Maybe we don't let that happen. You can lurk intent. Okay. No problem, dude. This is probably going to be my last fight for the... well, actually, I don't know. The fights go pretty quickly. We're really over-leveled, honestly. So, we'll see exactly how long this takes. Hey there.
Not sure I can.
Take some damage. Oh, that summons an ooze? A bog ooze, apparently.
Like that, do you?
Let's see.
Are you on?
Oh god, it is booze. It's just a big pile of, well, stuff.
Andy, I'd be much obliged.
You're fine, Adair. Probably, I bet.
Watch me work like flogging a figurehead. Futile.
I don't know, it seemed to work. These guys don't actually do that much damage. Like, that was a 64 and that didn't really do that much.
Here we go.
Arthik Worthen Roth.
Let's go. No good.
Yeah? You know, I'm a little bit surprised that my cats haven't been asking for food. Usually they do about this time. I can't give them any, but it's just interesting that they aren't.
Smart, don't it?
Nice! That was a good hit. That was a very good hit. Well, that's one dead.
Something I can do?
Oh, I'm sure you can do something. Let's switch to that. Go over here. Oh my god, that didn't kill that Naga? How is it still alive? Okay, Constantine. No, not you.
Flogging a figurehead. Futile.
Hey man, don't let yourself down. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, these guys really don't do very much damage at all. I think the Tyrant of Decay that we fought earlier was much more dangerous. All right.
Yeah.
Come over here, Mr. Dragon.
Leave it to me.
Papa Adair needs to stab you in the butt. Oh, no wonder she was doing no damage. Okay. So let's see. Wait, he got an interrupt not too long ago, didn't he? Trying to figure out if there's a way that we can exploit Recall Agony. Isn't Recall Agony a shred? It is a shred.
Be blowing a man down.
Need something?
Let's see here. I think he's silenced, unfortunately.
Like that, do you?
Wait. Okay. I don't know why he can't actually attack. That's weird. Oh, he's disoriented, that's why. Let's focus on the Naga Sorcerer over here. I mean, that's also a Naga Sorcerer, but... eh. Dragon's dead. And so is the spell, unfortunately.
Got it. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I love that they were like, oh yeah, we need someone with the ability to talk to spirits, and then they're just like, yeah, go put yourself in the arena.
Captain.
Which seems a little bit at odds with the reason that they needed me, but what am I to know? I'm just your average everyday watcher.
Could use something to put a little pep in my step.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. If there's anyone who needs healing, it's the Watcher.
Something I can do? Need something stronger.
Huh? I'm bleeding.
I think we need to start focusing. Constantine should be fine for a little bit longer because he's got stuff like Savage Defiance, which obviously allows him to heal for a little bit. Does that not? Okay.
Like that, do you?
Ahoy. Frog in the figurehead. Futile.
Not to alarm you, but I'm slowly dying of poison. This thing isn't doing the job.
Did enough. Seems like it.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at this point, how many stabby buttons do we have?
Like that, do you?
Captain. Me too.
Man, they really want to kill the Watcher.
That doesn't feel right.
Just go away. The Watcher's gonna focus on these things.
Me and you are about to mix.
We could use some healing. We could also use some very dead snakes.
What for, Cap? Well, they slice stem to stem.
What do you need?
Let's see here.
What?
Okay.
How about this?
Oh, he's still disoriented, isn't he?
Need something?
There we are. No, he's not.
Now that's just rude.
Me and you are about to mix.
Wicked Briars. Devotions of the Faithful. I'm actually using this for its offensive capability. My God, what does this world come to?
No good.
God, these things have a lot of armor.
That doesn't feel
That
right.
big one definitely has a lot of armor.
Captain.
Okay.
Hey, whose side are you on? Something I can do?
Still not too worried about the Marauders. They just don't do that much damage. I think the spellcasters are starting to run out of spells.
So help me God, I'll whoop the next one of you who takes aim at me.
I think. You know what? Fealty. Did that? Target is immune. Oh my god, really?
Rebirth awaits me.
Ahoy.
I can't believe that you can be immune to an ability that is once per day. Immunity, intellect afflictions. I should have known that. Okay. That's on me.
Do I look a little green in the bed to you?
That's on me.
Need something? Watch it!
Ooh, Joti's definitely not looking so hot.
Need something stronger.
Yeah, can't get through that scale. They're durable, if I'll give them that. This seems to be more of a endurance fight than anything else. Which actually would make sense.
Captain.
Hey, whose side are you on?
Woo!
Hmm? May I need something stronger.
Go ahead and hit these two. Shout of hosts. Actually, that's a better position. I'll take that. That's pretty good.
Watch me work.
Nothing, probably.
Let's go.
This will probably turn the odds in our favor. Yeah. As I thought. Puts everyone pretty close to dead.
How about this?
I was hoping that I would kill it.
No good.
What do you need?
What exactly is their armor? They have no defense against bludgeoning weapons. Ah, which is why Kapanataga would be doing a lot.
That must have hurt. Ahoy.
Hey, watch it with that.
Balgoose is dead.
Jody's done for.
Jody's down.
What do you need?
Be a shame if something were to happen to all your armor. And we've got a lot of buffs going up right now. Palmstone. What else do we have? Yeah, rightful vengeance times 3. Plus 3 to might.
Got it.
Jeez, these guys suddenly pulled a lot of damage out of nowhere.
What for, Cap?
Did they enrage? One stands alone. Yeah, I don't know where they're suddenly pulling all this damage out. Whatever the case, it's not enough.
I'll be chopping you another tack, Cap.
Hey.
Let's go.
Captain.
Jeez, they are really just pulling out everything all of a sudden. Disintegrate.
Yeah? Varathus! I need something stronger.
What for, Cap?
That'll do.
Sure.
What do you need?
This was a bit closer than I would have liked.
This thing isn't doing the job. Hmm? Take that.
Quite a bit closer than I would have liked.
It seems the clever serpents posed no threat to you.
I wouldn't say that.
The hunt is not merely the rush of battle, but preparedness and patience before.
Further trials await you, Challenger. Steel yourself.
Hmm. Yeah, that was a lot closer than I would have liked.
Well, well, well. Watcher of Cad Nua.
The Orland before you licks his lips as he stares you down.
You honor the Crucible Games with your participation. I am Papilton, and this here is my stalwart team, Papilton's Pact.
Finally, he bows slightly, the feathered tokens that festoon his armor swaying with the motion.
Since you're a Watcher, I hardly need to tell you my soul is destined for greatness. That must be plain as Aethys' burning backside. It is here, in this temple to the clever hound, where I will carve the next step in my stair to excellence.
Beppy's pompous prats, more like.
Those little steps you talking about? For your little Orlin legs, I mean.
Oh my god. I could stare menacingly at him. I think it's more of a diffuse glow rather than an actual conflagration on Aethys' ass.
Yes. Well, I think both of us have now put more thought into this, subject than is necessary. Now, if you'll excuse me, Gloria waits.
Wait. He turns to you and cocks his head, wearing a slight smile. You're going to die out there.
Your confidence is admirable. Truly.
The side of his mouth twitches. As the door to the arenas close, the crowd's cheering swells. Alright, I think I'm going to call it there. So we're going to rest up. God, this is definitely not my best team.
Challenge. What can I eat? Of course.
10 gold. Not even worth it. Can't even believe it. Admittedly, Adair never actually even came close to dying there. Adair, how close are you to leveling up that shield of yours? 293 damage. So he is taking damage. He's getting there. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. So thank you everyone who has been watching. 10 Ace Games, Zebgrin, Slime Hunter, Walks with Gorillas, my dad, Crumlin Cap, Desolona, Miss Mango Plays, NBFF, Alpha Mango, Kawoke, and Veritanium. Thank you all for just, well, being great. I don't know how to end this. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone in chat anymore. It's fine, dude. What the hell? Okay, there are clearly people in chat. What the hell, Twitch? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here and see you guys all later.